Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Vikas and in this video, I will be taking you in a step-by-step process or a step-by-step guide of how you can build your DIY project, LVP or prototype for any kind of product that you want to put out there in the market. And one thing I really want to clear you everyone here. So I am not an IITian. I am from a private college and I don't think you need to be an IITian to be or create some cool thing. If you really believe in yourself and you have that potential, you think that you have that potential, and every one of us have, but we need to look at it, we need to execute it. If you are just keep thinking and just watching my video will not going to help you at all. So try to build something, try to create something that will make you more confident on your own self. So try to do that. So whatever we whenever we talk about a product, then there are lots of initial stages are there involved in it, and I am not going to take you in each step, but these are the steps which are very very important. And mostly every product before going to the product phase, actually every prototype go through these stages. And what are these? So without any bluff, let's get started. So step number one is getting idea. Getting idea is really simple, but getting the right idea that has a good the market potential is really tough. Because if you see, every year thousands of ideas are daily coming to market and almost 95% of them are waste, because they are not looking it into the the perspective of those people who are actually facing it, or they are not understanding the real market behind it. So that is a problem there. So you need to analyze a lot of things. So getting an idea is something you could do already. There are lots of platforms out there. If you are struggling with getting an idea, you can explore those. And personally, there are some platform I really recommend. So first thing is maker.io. Maker.io is from DigiKey, and I really like that place. If you are someone who is in a DIY sector and want to explore some new ideas other than the YouTube is also a great platform. And the second thing is Hexter.io, or Hexter.io is something where you can again find some DIY project. And if you are someone who is you want to get some design concept or product type of concept, or you are someone who is a person who want to have a mixed kind of intuition or mixed kind of design, then Pinterest is something really interesting place. I really like the place. And there is mostly image feed, or the image feeds are there. So you will be looking at some designs of some pre-built project or some design concept over there. There are lots of categories there. You can choose whatever you want to search for. So Pinterest is something I really recommend you guys to try to explore there, get some ideas, try to have your own concept on top of it. So that will help you a lot. So after this, the design is, or the idea is, once everything is finalized, you want to work on this idea. The next step is to get into this type of copy. Get a rough this black sheet. I really like this kind of notebooks. And what I do here, I try to draw a conceptual model, or try to write all the features, all the parameters, all the requirements that my project would be needing when I go on the next step. So there are lots of things you need to pre-plan, because if you are someone who just get into directly into design, then it will be causing a lot of problem. So you need to clarify yourself about in your mind that these are the things and these are the features my project or product will be having, and this is how my product will look like. So if you see, there are some designs I have already built here. So these designs are already I have implemented some of them. So for example, this is the design I am right now working on, and I have 3D printed some of this part also. So you can see before going to any new phase, before going to the next step, that is the design phase, you need to have a rough idea of how your actually design is going to look like. So this is the second step, and you probably, and I really recommend you guys to have a notebook like this one. I already have a notebook entirely filled up with my previous ideas, and I try to write everything up here. If I got some new ideas, I try to write everything in a detailed way. So this is a second step, and try to try to get a rough idea of what you want to work. So this is the second step, getting an idea onto a notebook or a fixed place. Because lots of time we just forgot about the idea. So try to write everything up, try to sketch, try to put something that will remind you that this is the idea, these are the features, these are the parameters, these are the requirements, and all those. So step number 3 is designing it. So designing it is something, this is the phase where you are actually going to see your product out there in the, proper simulation way. Or if you're someone who is good at designing, and if you're just beginner who wanted to get started with 3D design, then go with, the Fusion 360. Fusion 360 is a very easy tool. And there are also some web-based tools out there. So you can go with the OnShape. So OnShape don't install nothing. You don't need to actually install anything on your system. Everything will be over there online or in a cloud. Everything, all the data will be saved there. And you can also export all those to your local computer. So OnShape is something I definitely recommend you if your system is not compatible with the Fusion 360. And Fusion 360 also work on the cloud. So Fusion 360 is relatively, very easy to. I definitely go with the Fusion 360, and Fusion 360 is something I really like to, work on. There are lots of feature and lots of things you can actually do there. And if you are very beginner, very beginner, and if you just want to get, hands on a basic 3D designing, then tinkerCAD is something I would definitely recommend you guys. I started with tinkerCAD actually. After that, I went to the Fusion 360, and I'm also good in, the SolidWorks. So SolidWorks is more professional than the Fusion 360 or tinkerCAD. tinkerCAD is even lower than professional, but if you are someone who just want to get started with the 3D designing, then go with the tinkerCAD. So after this, the designing part, we are going with the fourth step, that is to, fabricating your product. So fabricating your product is something, here a lot of things or the tools are required here if you want to go into the, the real professional way. But if you're just someone who is just starting, like me, well, when I started everything, I don't actually have the 3D printer from early, when I started. So I usually go with those styrofoam sunboard or the Coro sheet that we call PVCC. So search it there, try to find some material for that is you are comfortable with working with, and try to do some prototyping work. There are lots of projects I have actually built using the Coro sheet or the sunboard, and even there are lots of material I have tried to explore a lot. And I will try to put all the names on the description. Those are the material which you can work with the prototyping part. Because I understand that a lot of us could not afford a 3D printer. They are a little costly. And if you just want to get started with the, the fabrication part, go with this material. And if you have a 3D printer, then that's great. You can directly go with those and try to, try to print this kind of thing, try to home this. So these are product came out from my 3D printer. So I have a BambuLab A1 combo. I just brought it, and if you have seen those, the work setup video in my previous uploaded video, then you probably know all this. So it have a great finishing, great, the output is very fantastic, and I really like the outcome of it. And I am actually working on some new projects. I cannot disclose everything here, but these are especially for you guys. So I will putting everything out there on some upcoming videos. So stay tuned. And these are also came out from a 3D printer. You can see, you can put a lot of design work, and you could have such kind of, the looks and the design. You can go with this type of complex design and design your own, a 3D model or whatever you want to, whatever the product or the project you want to build in a 3D simulation or a 3D software, and just go with the printing part, and you will have your product in your hand. So these are the things, like the idea is done, rough sketching is done, design part is done, and fabrication is done. So in the fabrication part, there are lots of, the process you are going actually. So I'm not going with each one of them, but you are going to spend a lot of time in this, the designing and the fabrication part. Because these two stages are very critical. There are lots of parameters you need to tune again and again. So when I was working on lots of projects, there are lots of iteration you need to do, because this is some floor project, floor design I have made in Fusion 360. And there are some holes I just forgot to put on this, and the size of the holes are not that compatible with the M3 screw, and all those kind of things. You need to adjust a lot of, the design parameters, lots of design factors, and you need to think again and again about how you can optimize the overall wastage or the, the material usage here. So there are lots of things you need to go in this third and fourth step, that is the design and fabrication step. So next step is going with the electronics part. So electronics, here is the another skill you are going to require, that is the soldering part, or working with the zero PCB, or either if you are someone who has already worked on the PCB designing, then that's great, and it will give you a better edge compared to other who are struggling with it. So you need to get a little bit about understanding of about microcontrollers or some electronic components out there. So because these are the like resistors, capacitor, transistors, how they actually function, how they actually work. So you need to get a basic idea about those, and you need to start with the the zero PCB if you are someone who don't know PCB designing and all. So these are called zero PCB. In top of this, I have put my the microcontroller or Arduino on top of it, and I just try to prototype some circuit here. So this is how actually things are going with the electronics part, and you need to get some understanding about microcontrollers first. So after microcontroller, you need to get some understanding of how the other components like resistors, transistors, or capacitors, how they actually function, how they actually work, and how you can use those in your circuit, and how you can get the particular output. You also need some programming language clarification here. So C++ or C is something I would definitely recommend you guys to go with those language, just the basic one. After that, you can either use the AI or some AI tools out there. So you can use those, just get the basic, try to clarify the basic idea of it, and after that you can easily manipulate the outcome that is coming from the ChatGPT or Grook AI or whatever the Claude or whatever the AI you are using to generate the code. So after the electronics part, next part is the software part. As I already told you, let's go with the Python, C or C++. So Python is something that is mostly, when you are going with the SBC or Raspberry Pi kind of thing, or when you are going with the MicroPython kind of thing, then you are requiring the basic knowledge of Python. Otherwise, most of the microcontroller go with the C or C++. So they are C++ is little time consuming programming language, and it is very useful programming language out there. That is very great for when you are going with the system kind of thing. So C++ helped me a lot in my projects, and Arduino Uno, even Arduino IDE go with the C++ derivatives. So you need to get a basic understanding of how to write a code, how to program a microcontroller, how to use all the GPIO pins in a microcontroller. How can you get certain type of output, like controlling a servo motor, making a robot head that could move like move in any direction or do certain tasks, or you want to work on a robotic arm that could do certain tasks. So there are a lot of things and lot of parameters, or lot of the function of the GPIO pins, or the digital or analog pin you need to get your mind clarified on. So try to have some hands on the programming part. So try to go with the C or C++. I think C is something most of our college, and there is definitely going to be some programming language like C and C++ over there. So after all this step, the finalized or the final step is to test it out. So testing it out in the real field, or in your bench or the workbench, is something that is a final step. I could definitely see here, and this is the place where you are actually going to see the output. And this is the if this is the place where you actually went on for first time, you are going to feel a huge number, the huge amount of confidence inside you, and you are you feel unstoppable after that. Because when I started, I struggle a lot, because getting up to the final stage is really frustrating part, because there are lots of problems you are going to tackle a lot in the entire stages that when you are working on the project. So you need to once you get into this stage, you will feel a different kind of a confidence in your mind, and this is the stage I really want each one of you guys try to be once in a while. So this will be the moment where you will actually see yourself as someone who could build something. You will get that confidence that yes, I can build this, I can build that. Or it does not need it to be something from scratch. It could be something, could be the DIY type of thing. So if there is some already existing idea which is open source, where all the designs are there, you can directly go with that. Just try to hands on it. Just try to try it out by yourself. And by this process, you are going to learn a lot. So I'm not recommending everything here, like you shouldn't start with the scratch and try to start with your own idea only. Try to have others' idea, try to build those, try to have those idea and try to fabricate it in your own way. Try to have your idea on top of it. That. So these are the wheels which are already existing there. If there are the wheels which are already existing there, there are some designs, there are some concept already existing there. You just need to get that in your mind and try to build on top of it. So that is your part. You does not need it to start everything from scratch. But if you are someone who has a new idea or some new philosophy or new concept that you think that has a good potential out there, or you just want to work on that just for building some cool stuff, then try to build all this step and try to do or follow this step, and this will help you a lot. So these are the steps I definitely want you guys to go on and try hands-on projects by yourself. If you are someone who is struggling with any of this step like that, the designing part or something, I will try to put some the basic courses or some basic things out there in the YouTube channel for free. I'm not going to take any charges for anything, so everything would be free if I go with the the designing part, and I could give a quick or one short type of video or a longer video. That will be a longer one. So I will try to make some videos on it and try to explain you the basic concept of how you can do some 3D designing or PCB or some electronics part. And if you really like some of this video, then do comment down. And if I got a good number of comments that we really need it, even if there are 50 or 60, even those numbers are there, I will definitely try to do that. So see you on the next video. I am Vikas and I love robotics.